I'm the bad guy. That because I listen to the people on my phone, that's why I think this stuff. I have given my grandmother undeniable proof that Liz is playing her like a fiddle. Oh, here's more neglect. Allowing an AIDS-infected crackhead around a 3-year-old child in the house for hours at a time. Here's a good one too. I didn't bother her. I texted her once after she left, like 4 days later, and she said, "You call me, text me, come here, I will call the cops." So I didn't. I thought, all right. Any other time I try and chase her and fix it, and this time I thought, you know what, let it go. Just let her go, let her go. She wants to be like this, go ahead. After 2 weeks of her not asking me to come over, not asking me to go see Elijah, not asking me nothing, all of a sudden she texts me and says, "Could you stop down tomorrow? I need a Suboxone, I'm sick." So what she basically did is said, if you bring me drugs, you could see Elijah and I. I have found out that she was prostituting herself also, not just the boy, herself. That time I caught her on that website. She took $50 that was for that baby's mattress and spent it to get onto that website. And now my grandmother still don't believe that. But once this investigation gets going and the state police look into that website, they'll see. She was registered. It was her. She was using it to meet guys. I don't know if she was doing it for money for herself or if it involved Elijah. I spent my entire life as a scumbag criminal. Up until 2006, I was a piece of dirt. But I enjoyed what I did. Because I felt so lousy inside, I used drugs and crime. Because the power, the rush, the notoriety, that's what made me feel good. And everybody has God-given talents. I'm not trying to boast. I'm extremely smart, articulate, well-read, intuitive. I speak very well, like I understand psychology, all of it. But I used all of that for bad. And now I spent 13 years in jail, so I'm very good with the legal system. I have stood in front of a judge, went out an attorney, and made the DA turn as red as the Santa Claus suit because I got out of jail, because I beat him dead. If I hadn't wasted my life, I would have made a very good attorney. So I understand how the legal system works very well. I understand the chain of evidence. I understand how to collect evidence. I understand all of it. I have also always pled guilty to my crimes. Once or twice, this last time I tried to beat it because they used an illegal search warrant. So in my mind, they put me in jail illegally, so I should be able to get away with it. But thank God I stayed as long as I did because it got me right. I learned a couple things in my life of crime. One, never, ever use too many people. People rat. And no matter how much you're convinced you're protected or how much you're convinced they're your friends or people tell. The more people involved in a conspiracy, the easier it is to crack because one out of those 15, 20 people will not want to go to jail. I learned never, ever leave witnesses. If you commit a crime, you don't do it where there's going to be witnesses. Never, ever leave a victim, especially multiple victims. And I also learned that no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, there's always evidence. Something is always left behind, whether it's physical or a memory through a witness. That's how they got caught. Too many witnesses, too many people involved, and too many children. And I know children could be easily manipulated, and that was one of the reasons that I didn't go sooner. Because I was afraid. I was afraid that they would manipulate Eli. Before she left, he would come and crawl in bed when I was laying down with Burns, and I'd jump up and get out of bed because I was ready then. I knew what was eventually coming. I knew that no matter how many chances I gave her to do the right thing, that she wouldn't. And that I did not want, which is disgusting. You know how horrible that is, to think that you can't even lay in a bed with your own kid? And that's another thing. I went from trying to prove everything. The Bible says, I send you out as sheep amongst the wolves. Therefore be as harmless as dove as what, and as wise as the serpent. I was so dead set on proving this whole ugly, nasty thing, which is impossible. I could only work with what is tangible. And what is tangible is that even up and before the dentist, Eli was being hurt. What is tangible is that they abused my son. The reality of it is, I drove by today and I saw Liz and Elijah. That's the reality of it. And now they're trying to say that I'm just a scumbag who listened to people on my phone and I'm crazy and this and that. And it doesn't matter what I say or what I believe. If the Pope and Hitler walked into a store and robbed it, and the Pope shot somebody, it doesn't matter who Hitler is, what he has done, what he believes, he is a witness to that crime. It doesn't matter if I say anything. It does not negate the fact of what they did. And if it was only, that's why it took as long as it did, because if it was just my word against theirs, Liz already told me, I downloaded every one of your videos, I'm going to burn you down. And I know how people will see these videos and think, well, this dude's crazy. And would not take anything I said seriously, no matter how much circumstantial evidence I had, no matter how much I could show them. Until I had proof, there was nothing I could do. I texted her like 40 times the other night and begged her, go, do the right thing. This is your last chance. It's no longer just about what I think, or what I think I saw, or what I think I know. It's about what I could prove. She wouldn't answer me. And I understand that she's scared, and that if she has to admit to the horrible things that she's been involved in, it's going to be hard. But I told her, even after catching her cheating again, even after catching her getting high, catching her stealing my pills, catching her letting the baby play with narcotics, she was still my wife. And I know officially that adultery is a reason for you to... I love her. And in my mind, she is a victim. She would have never done this stuff on her own. I begged her and begged her and begged her. Go tomorrow. Go to the DA. Sit down and tell them everything. Take an attorney. We'll go get you an attorney. Tell them everything. Because once her father is arrested, he's going to dump it all on her and the mom. There's still a lot of stuff, like I'm sure it'll come up at the trial, where she was taking Eli at the flea markets. There's always records, man. Phone records, text records, everything. They screwed up. And I got them. And now they are going to answer for what they did to my kid, man. And my grandmother's trying to tell me, you're doing this out of spite. I'm not angry at Liz. Not even a little bit. I'm hurt, beyond hurt, that even after everything, she still chose to cheat on me and get high, and that she didn't trust me. I tried so hard to get her to wake up. I could see what was happening. And I mentioned something to her because I knew what it meant. The boy would do something and automatically, bam, that's why. And I would talk to her and she just put up these walls. because she can't deal with what she's gone through. This stuff has happened to her since she was a baby, a tiny little baby. Now, it's too late to save her. Even the mom. I believe that the mother was trying to subconsciously, she was trying to protect Elijah. Because she would take these 3 or 5 little girls at a time and refuse to take Eli. Because on some level, I don't even know if those little girls were really Liz's family. Now here's where it gets going to be difficult, but I got it anyway. Supposedly this lady was Liz's sister's daughter. She would drop the kids off at, the kids would be there all day. She would pick them up, take them home, put them to bed. Liz's mother's being a Jehovah's Witness kept her insulated. No birthdays, no holidays, no anything, no family. I never met anybody's Liz's family except one old aunt that was really, really nice and gave Liz her bedroom suit. And we took the boy to meet her. She was like 80 or 90 years old. So for all I know, that girl that Liz says was bringing all them little girls over isn't even related. I don't know. I had a thing